We hitting the button right now?
It's already hit.
Yeah. Are you hitting the button right now?
It's already live.
Oh, is it? It's already live, so people are hearing this right now? That's kind of crazy.
Hopefully.
Oh, okay.
No.
Cool. I guess you want me to do my thing then.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
You're late to the party.
You were late.
Not even a dooba doo doo boop ba doo.
I'm
There
just
we
kidding.
go.
I'm totally gonna do it. Doop doop dee 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 bitty bitty dee 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 bitty bitty doop doop dee dee bitty bitty dee dee bitty dee 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 bitty dee bitty dee dee boop bitty bitty dee 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 bitty bitty doo.
Okay. Welcome, Hit or Miss. I'm Night Strike, and thank you, Smeggy, for the whatever that was. Let's just go with
It was
that.
the opening song. It was the best song in the world.
No, it was not the greatest song in the world.
Oh, it was just a tribute.
It was just a tribute.
You gotta believe, man. I wish you were there. It's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, Tenacious D. All right, we got people jumping in left and right. So
Go show must be over.
We'll introduce who has showed up. There are more links out there. We may get some latecomers. Who knows? But right now we have Rick. What's going on, Rick?
How you doing? Thanks for the invite. Now I was here on time.
Rick was here. Rick was the second person here tonight. The first was Squib. And then we got Smeggy42. What's going on, Smegs?
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
Awesome. We got Squib. What's going on, Squib?
Hey, thanks for the invite. It's been a while since I've done a hit or miss Tuesday nights at 9-something o'clock.
We were waiting on Smeggy. Smeggy was late this evening. Then there's oh my gosh, we have a Scotsman in here. The crazy was it the Crazy Scotsman?
Appreciate the invite as always, and we were kind of waiting on Smaggy, and Smaggy was late. I would say fashionably late, but I don't know if Smaggy's fashionable or not.
No, well,
I look pretty fashionable, don't I?
He's tactical, but not fashionable.
Tactically late?
Yeah, exactly. I was tactically late. Surprise your enemies. You guys, if we start up exactly at 9 o'clock every single night, then our enemies will be sitting there waiting for us. So we just snuck up behind them.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't the fact that you were cheating on him?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Dude, Ghost had a good show tonight, and they're still going. I had to drop out early.
And last but certainly not least, we have Travis P11.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. My state let me down again. Well, not my state, but our capital city let me down again. So we'll talk about that later if we have time.
Are you surprised? I'm not.
Just how fast this came out of nowhere? Yes, I am. I heard nothing about it until you guys mentioned it. Nothing on our local state activist network. Not a dang thing.
Wait a minute. You're in one of the free states.
Well, it's our liberal left capital that has a majority of the population, and it's not speaking for the rest of the state. But we'll talk about it when we get there. I want to keep things rolling.
All right, so tonight we're gonna go over a couple of stories. We might have gone over them.
Did you introduce everyone?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or do I need to introduce myself? Everybody knows I'm Night Strike.
Yeah, no, I thought you missed someone, but I guess you didn't, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, so we got a couple topics. We went over them during the one of them during the early watch this morning, but it was a short one because Jimmy has to go into work earlier this week, and so we did an early watch a little earlier, and we ducked out a little earlier today too. There's no early watch tomorrow or on Friday. We'll have one on Thursday. So, all right. So the topics tonight. You know what? I want some good news. So let's talk about some good news. And
is there good news?
Here is some good news. Out of all the shit that's going on right now, there is some good news. In the side chat, guys, I also have some emails. I'll even post it out there in the chat for you guys if you want to follow along. And on the gun channel side, because we can't leave gun channels alone.
Well, because Gun Channels is way better than YouTube, and all the people over on YouTube are dumb. Go to Gun Channels.
The good news, and this is marginal at best, but stand your ground protection becomes law in Idaho.
Oh, nice.
So that's good. That's what I call good news. Out of all the shit that's going on right now, that is some good news.
That is good news.
So why don't we go over the article and, we'll see where that takes us. Okay. Governor Butch Otter allowed a bill codifying the state's self-defense guidelines to become law last week over the howls of gun control groups. Proposal SB 1313 was popular in the Republican-controlled legislature, passing the House 57-12 and the Senate 29-6. Earlier this month, before it reached Otter's desk, the GOP governor did not act on the measure, and it became law without Otter's signature on March 22nd. Backers argue the bill only clarifies someone's rights in Idaho to stand their ground in a self-defense encounter, and it is backed up by existing case law in the state. Here's a quote. Idaho has some of the best self-defense laws in the country. State Senator Todd Lakey, a Republican, Nampa, told lawmakers during the bill's trip through the Senate. Another quote, these concepts have long been recognized and described in Idaho code, case law, and jury instructions. So, the law adds to Idaho's state statutes the so-called stand your ground principles that clarify a place of business in an occupied vehicle as included in the state's list of defensible places where there is no duty to retreat. In short, as long as a person has a right to be in a place, they can stand their ground and defend themselves or another person with reasonable force. Idaho Democrats, the state's ACLU chapter, and gun control groups called the expansion dangerous and urged Otter to spill veto ink on the bill. The bill leaves out crucial parts of our current long-standing self-defense standard that give Idahoans the ability to protect themselves while recognizing that it is always better to avoid taking a life if possible, said Elena Story with the state's Mom Demand Action chapter. Yeah. How do you avoid someone coming right at you with a gun? I'd like to know. I really would.
If you're elderly and you're in the home and you've got two people that are younger and stronger than you breaking in and you can't get out of the house, then you need to stand your ground. You don't have a duty to retreat. You got to protect yourself. But they're not looking at it like that. They're looking at it as the people who commit the crime are the victims. No, they're not.
Yeah.
We know that. I mean, common sense tells you that. It's irritating anytime somebody wants to speak out against this common sense stuff.
Okay, and the Mom Demand Action saying it was disheartening that Otter chose not to scuttle the veto-proof bill. Well, if it's veto-proof, he can't scuttle it, period. So, the National Rifle Association, who, and I hate the NRA, but, they're part of the thing, who backed the measure, said it will improve the citizens' self-defense protections in the state. Until we can predict where and when a violent crime will occur, we must rely upon our fundamental individual rights as Americans to defend ourselves and our loved ones, said NRA State Liaison Keely Hopkins. This law recognizes that right and places the burden of proof upon the criminal instead of the victim. Similarly, in nearby Wyoming, Republican Governor Matt Mead decided not to veto a pending Stand Your Ground bill earlier this month, but rather to allow the measure to become law without signature. The Idaho law takes effect July 1st. So, thoughts?
Good for them.
Right on, man.
Well,
More places need to enact this.
More places need to enact this. Yes, we're pretty good here in South Carolina with the stand your ground. So, and because we also have castle doctrine as well, so we're pretty good all around. But it's nice to hear that other states are starting to do the opposite of what all the media is trying to shove down their throats.
Yeah, we have the if you can flee, you have to flee.
You're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, and
I thought you're Nebraska.
and it sucks.
There you go.
It really sucks because, for example, in the building I work in, I have multiple avenues of exit, but at the same time, if a threat's coming in, I'm gonna protect my fucking employees. I don't give a shit. Take me to fucking jail. I'm gonna take care of my employees. So if someone comes in, I'm gonna engage the fucking threat.
Because the employees become family.
They work for me. They make sure that I have a job. They make sure that they are taken care of in their own sense at the same time. And yeah, essentially they're a part of the family. So you take care of your employees. I'm going to stand up, protect them. It's just like if I'm, when we carry for a reason. If I walk into fucking Wally World and something goes down, guess what? I'm going to go and engage. Because that's what we do. That's why we carry. We take care of people, regardless whether we know them or not. We take care of people. That's what the fucking Second Amendment's about. Protect yourself, take care of everyone around you, and obviously, fight against fucking government that shouldn't be taking away the laws.
Well, it's not just that. It's also to protect the country too,
and protect people that don't choose to protect themselves.
Exactly. Yep.
And the thing is, with the stand your ground and even the castle doctrine and all that stuff, the reason that these laws started showing up in the first place is that something would happen, someone would defend themselves, and then after the fact, after all the dust settles and all this stuff, they're basically sitting there in court Monday morning quarterbacking you, saying, well, you could have had enough time to run to the back door. Yeah, you didn't have to go turn right down the hallway. You could have turned left. It's yeah, I didn't know that at the time, because it's one of those things I think it's important to keep in mind, and I'll just speak for myself here, is that I don't want to shoot anybody that I don't have to either. So yeah, if there is a way that I can safely get out of an interaction and not put anybody else in harm's way, for example, I live by myself, so my house is empty. If I'm in the lower level and the front door comes in and I can go out the back door, I would do that. I'm not going to, put myself into more serious danger than I have to be. But it's the idea that it's if that didn't occur to you at the time, now all of a sudden they're sitting there going, well, you could have done this. You could have jumped out the window. I mean, the tree is only 5 feet away from the porch. You can jump 5 feet and grab onto a branch. And it's no, I was upstairs. I was, the dude was coming up the hallway. I had no other way to go. So that's where these laws came from, is because people were basically getting in trouble because somebody, a month later or however long later, with all of the facts at hand, these different juries and stuff, were saying you should have done this, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it's that's not my responsibility to figure out every possible outcome and have chosen the best one.
Right.
I did the best with the information I had. I mean, this stuff happens in 10 seconds sometimes,
And that's the thing. If someone comes in, say, active shooter situation, for example, how can they justify, for example, here in Ohio, to tell me if I can flee and let other people fucking die? That's not going to happen. If I am able to take care of the threat, I'm going to take care of the threat.
But it isn't just that. It's the moment the person breaks in. They're not allowed to be there. They break in. They've already broken the law. Now they're threatening your life or somebody else's life. They're breaking the law again. At what point do they forfeit their rights, I think, is the instant they break in where they're not wanted, they're not invited, they're not supposed to be, and they've got an ulterior motive. They should lose their rights, and your rights should be the most important thing, because that's your home, that's your business, that's your property, that's your life, that's your family's life. You shouldn't have to retreat. You shouldn't have to run away. You shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't have to explain anything. When the cops show up, this guy's got no ID, and you've got ID and says you live there. Case closed. Have a good night, sir. But that's not the way it works in real life.
Solid points, man. Those are very solid points.
So I was talking over here on mute. Their rights stop where yours begin. So as soon as they break into your home, that's where their rights end.
Yep.
Well, and it's not even about their rights. It's more so just you can't be a mind reader. So it is justified to assume they mean you harm. And same thing, because stand your ground is actually, outside the home, but that's the same thing. It's basically any bubble that as you walk around, then that is your personal space. That's your personal castle. And anywhere that you are lawfully allowed to be, you can protect yourself. You don't have to run away from.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the state that I live in, you have a duty to retreat. So all my bedrooms are up on the second story, and I asked a lawyer that does Missouri and Arkansas. I asked him, okay, if someone breaks in upstairs, I have a window in my bedroom. Do I have a duty to get out of that window if possible, even though it's on the second story? And he said yes. How stupid is that?
Yeah. So what? You jump out of the second story, you break your leg.
Mm-hmm.
Break your back, paralyze yourself for life.
Yeah.
How the hell are you?
Well, it isn't even that night, Strike. He breaks his leg. He's laying there. Now he can't get away. The guy comes up and stabs him to death.
Yeah. Well, I would have a firearm, but I'd have a firearm on.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, Foos, I'm not a lawyer, but I think I'd go with defend yourself and then, break the window so it can't open and be like, I can't jump out the window. The window is broken.
No, since that I changed which side of the bed I sleep on. So if I heard something, I would have to go around the bed and I would be more visible to the doorway. So if I did that, then he says that I could stay in because I would become more visible to a threat. Stupid, but
see, and that's where the stand your ground law comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to prove your innocence because you don't have to retreat.
Right. So.
Yeah, it was tough going from Georgia, where Georgia anything goes, to Ohio, where everything changed.
Okay, guys, help me with this one, okay? Local 223 and is saying, he's asking me, but I'm going to ask you guys too. What's the difference between stand your ground and self-defense? So, I'm going to ask you guys on the panel the same question. What's the difference?
The difference is, theoretically, there isn't. But stand your ground means is you aren't guilty automatically and have to prove that you're innocent and what you've done was correct. Well, self-defense side is you got to prove that you were correct in what you did.
In fear for your life.
So I look at it a little differently. Stand your ground is if you're in fear for your life, you have to basically get out of there. Self-defense is there's an imminent
threat.
Thank you. An intimate threat to your life, like you're already tangled up with them.
Like your back is against the wall, so to speak.
Yeah. That's how I look into it.
I come at it from a different angle. I would say the self-defense laws are a basically a prescription of when lethal force is legally allowed. Those being basically the three things that need to be present in order for you to do self-defense. And that is the bad guy has to have the ability, the intent, and the opportunity to do you grave bodily harm.
Right.
So those three things have to be present in order for you to use self-defense. Stand your ground is specifically about, duty to retreat when out of the house. Just like castle doctrine is specifically to, a duty to retreat while in your house and basically getting rid of that requirement.
So, like
They're obviously super similar because the self-defense part is when you can actually use lethal force. And that part doesn't change no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what's going on. That part stays the same.
No, see, like in Ohio, the law is kind of messed up. And what I mean by that is, so in my apartment, for example, I have the right to stand my ground. Now, I can extend that to my truck. And say I owned another property somewhere else, a freaking building on a random field that I happen to own, I could extend it to that also. But if I'm just out in the street, then I have the duty to retreat.
Right. So, and that's where, colloquially, that's the other thing is because different states handle this differently. So when you hear about so and so many states have castle doctrine or so and so many states have stand your ground, they all have details that are a little bit different. But that's where what you talk about, you use the phrase you stand your ground in your own apartment. I would more so say then you guys have a castle doctrine, which is basically your home is your castle and you do not have to, retreat from it. You can defend it. And then stand your ground is specifically for when you are out of the home. Are you able to obviously, stand your ground? Are you basically able to do the same thing you can with castle doctrine and not have a duty to retreat? But as far as the criteria for self-defense or for lethal use of force, that's going to stay the same no matter where you are. And those things actually are a lot more common in every single state. Like I said, very generally speaking, the opportunity, ability, and intent to do grave bodily harm, you're allowed to, meet that.
I'll give you another example of that. Another example of that is, okay, so I'm trained in martial arts, various different disciplines of martial arts. I don't make videos on it for specific reasons, but I'm trained in various martial arts.
Is it because you look dorky in the thing? Like with the little robe on?
If I defend myself and I do any type of technique, I have to be able to explain everything I did to that judge and why. And if I can't explain one thing, I'm fucked. Because I am trained to the point where, yes, I can take your life without having anything in my hands.
Right. That's because you're in the state of Ohio right now and not, a free state.
No, see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter what state I'm in, regardless of the state, and this is where it kind of varies, and this is why I brought this up, is because it doesn't matter what state you're in. If you're trained in a certain thing, so in my instance, martial arts, for example, you have to actually go and tell the local police department where you live, hey, I am trained in this, blah, 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 and they register you.
So basically, they're saying that
you mean you're registered as a lethal weapon?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking he was getting at.
I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. It's an actual thing, and yes, it happens.
I
Okay. But Scotsman, now that you've said this, we get to laugh at you.
You can laugh all you want. I'm just being honest with you. I'm trying to bring up a good point and a good topic.
Okay. I'm not saying anything bad, but that doesn't mean I won't make fun of you or laugh at you.
No, you can make fun and laugh all you want. I'm just letting you know there's a reason.
At least you're prepared. I'll say that. So, a lot of the chat out there on the YouTube side is saying "stand your ground" means you have no duty to retreat. So, pretty much a lot of everybody else. Travis, you want to weigh in? Squib, you want to weigh in?
You know, again, I go along with what Rick has to say with self-defense being that you don't have to prove your innocence. Stand your ground to me, it relates more to being on your property, being in your home, being in your vehicle, and then having to abide by the rules that are linked to that are associated with it. The idea of fighting or fleeing, you know. So yeah, this is kind of my take on it.
We're the law-abiding citizen. We shouldn't have to flee. It's common sense. Unfortunately, common sense is not very common when it comes to the laws.
There is nothing common about sense.
Unfortunately, common sense is defined as by the liberals as taking everything away from people. Unless you're rich, then only you deserve to live in a gated community with armed security guards, and only you are able to go around with armed security to this place and that place. But the common man is not. That's their common sense, gun control, and common sense in general.
Yeah, because they think that that their life is worth more than someone else's, which is bullshit.
So, and we're not going to get into that debate though. So let's move on. Smeggy,
what?
I need you for the anti-gun rant.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay. In the side, we're going to talk about this. This will rile you up.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I read this. Fuck old bastard.
Yeah, but see, you got to remember one thing. You know, one word in that sentence. He's retired, so don't give a fuck.
Right. Oh, you're talking about getting rid of
it's just his opinion. It's an opinion.
Well,
great. Lots of people have opinions.
His fucking opinion don't matter because he's a retired son of a bitch.
But the bad thing is the Supreme Court is getting closer and closer to opinion. They don't look at the actual fucking
right. But all they can do legally is declare whether or not it's constitutional or not. And when it comes to an amendment, I don't think the Supreme Court can just declare an amendment unconstitutional. I think they would have to do a convention, right?
Yes, they would have to have 2/3 of the House and Senate and 2/3 of the states to ratify.
Well, here's the thing: it's the Constitution. How can you say it's unconstitutional when it's the Constitution?
Whoa, hold on. Technically, they don't need a constitutional convention. They'll just do the same thing like they did with prohibition.
Yeah, but you still need the 2/3 of the states to ratify or whatever. So that's where
House and Senate, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this. I am partly happy that the other side is finally saying what they've meant this whole time.
Absolutely.
Because nothing fucking irks me more than when it's, I support the Second Amendment, but you don't need bump stocks. I support the Second Amendment, but it's only a 10-day waiting period.
No one's coming for guns, but we need stricter gun laws.
Right, yeah. So it's like, okay, at least now you're being honest. And personally, I think it's a bad tactic. Like, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't see the vast majority of the country and the states saying, yeah, let's get rid of the Second Amendment.
No.
So for that point of view, and I've seen that argument every once in a while for a while now. Like, it pops up every once in a while. Same way with, Second Amendment only applies to militias. You see that pop up every once in a while, and they kind of get rid of it for a while. Then it comes back, and it's still just as dumb now as it used to be. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, so for that, I'm a little happy that at least they're being honest. It's just like when you talk to the people at the march, and it was like, well, what do you want? Oh, gun control. Well, like, what kind of stuff? Well, like, get rid of all semi-autos. All right. At least you're being honest now, because then we can fight against that and talk about how ridiculous that is.
We're neighbors, but what I found out is this.
Wow.
Huh? Who's in the bathroom?
Loud videos.
Oh, it sounded like someone was in the bathroom yelling.
What can you do? All right. But yeah, seriously. at least they're coming out and saying it. But here's another thing. And while I hate to bring up these fuckwads, but and yes, I'm going to curse tonight. So I'm
fuck them, motherfuckers. God damn it, piece of shit.
I'm breaking my own vow. But
fuck your vow.
Yeah,
hey, just go around and say fuck infringement.
Don't fucking sucking Ghost and Clover's dick saying like I need to be more PC and not swear. Fuck that. Let's swear on this channel, goddammit.
Hey, shut it, Snowman. Otherwise, I get the flamethrower out.
I'm pretty sure.
No. I want to hear more talk like this. Somebody needed to say that. Thank you, Smeggy.
Hold on. Let me say something real fast. I'm pretty sure we're in a freedom-loving fucking country. That means fuck PC. Say what the fuck you want to say. So, Night Strike, man, the fuck up.
Why are you scared of YouTube? You already have the YouTube killer. You've already invented guntube.org, so why do you care?
If someone gets offended by a sound that comes out of someone else's mouth, it's a damn problem.
God damn it, let me finish.
Night Strike, your website is the most ultimate powerful battle station in the social media network. I suggest we use it.
Well, we should. But I just can't host everybody's videos. I don't have enough space for that. But that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about that tonight. No.
Yeah, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
What I was going to say is you mentioned that they're at least coming out and saying this. And I quote, the fuckwads from the D.C. protests, one lady was caught on record saying, on camera, that if they give us an inch, we'll take a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the shit. That's the shit we've been saying for quite literally years, Smeggy, when we started Hit or Miss. Okay.
Oh, and well before that, for sure. I mean, that's
well before that. But
and that's the thing. They are
got them on camera saying this shit now. We've got them saying repeal the Second Amendment. We got them saying if they give us an inch, we'll take a fucking mile. We've got that.
Well, I mean, we had it back in the day when Dianne Feinstein said, if I could have got it through Congress, Mr. or Mrs. American, turn in your guns. We already knew they wanted all of them. But the thing is, they literally have disarmed one of their only other arguments is, well, we're not taking away anyone's rights. Well, now they flat out said, yeah, we want to take away the right. It shouldn't exist. And then secondly, they like to categorize us as paranoid gun nuts. I've heard it personally, to my face many times. Oh, come on. No one wants to take your guns. And then you play a clip of that saying, we want to take all your guns. It's like, okay. So there goes that argument right there, too.
What they'll do
we're not paranoid. We're not gun nuts. It's actually what they want to do, and we can fight back against them. So I say fucking try it, bro. Knock yourself out. Let me know how it goes.
What they'll end up saying is whenever you do that is like, oh, she's not representative of all of us. That's what she would say.
Well, they could say that, but they can't. They can no longer say then anything else that that person then says. Like that person can't go back and say, well, I don't want to take all your guns. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's it destroys at least one person at a time. Their argument is saying reasonable gun control. Oh, really? Then how come a week ago you said you want all of them and you think the Second Amendment should be repealed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if we have, I don't like saying this, but we're down to a turning point where eventually it's either going to be they get their way and we're going to have a civil war or some form of resistance against that law.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go that far, but
you don't think so. You don't.
I don't.
So. But the problem is when we don't think one thing will go one way, it ends up going that way.
Well, it
ain't going to go that far because too many people on our side are just going to hand over their stuff.
It doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen.
It's not going to be a civil war. If anything, it'll end up being. Well, the reason I don't think it's going to be a civil war is because you have too many areas that think multiple ways. Like you have your bigger cities that think one way and others and townships and stuff that think another. You're not going to have the divide of a civil war. There'll be more of a revolutionary type conflict if there ever is one where you have some people toting one way and some people toting the other in the same township, in the same states.
Right. What it's going to come down to is, for one, we all have in our head, knocking on everyone's door, turn them in. That's not going to happen. They are smarter than that. So unfortunately, it's going to happen nibble at a time, a slice of the cake, every so often. We're seeing it state by state, and some states are staying strong and some states are falling.
And then
that sucks. But then here's the other part of it is that, crap. I lost my own goddamn train of thought.
What they'll start doing.
No, I figured it out. Hang on, Foos. Hang on. I'm very forgetful right now. So, the other thing, what you are going to see, and we have examples of this, is not necessarily civil war or revolution or anything like that, but mass non-compliance.
Yeah. So,
you know what I mean?
What
when
they'll end up
didn't go to the back of the bus, that kicked off a movement of mass non-compliance, and they changed the law. You do the same thing with AR-15s or whatever, and it'll probably end up going our way, and we'll get public support on our side, because it's like, listen, we're just regular people. We're not the crazy gun nuts. We're not shooting at police helicopters. We just didn't turn our shit in. So what are you going to do about it?
That was like what Denver, they got one bump stock turned in, something like that.
Last I heard was 0.
Oh, 0. Okay, I thought
and it was like after it had been enacted for like 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they have 1 now, but
yeah, maybe something like that. I mean, statistically 0. Crap! Now I forgot where I was going to go with that. What they're going to end up doing is, if they enact these laws, they're going to have police at gun ranges and stuff like that, and use. You have, let's say, all semi-autos are illegal, so someone goes there with a revolver. They could use that. They could then say, well, we're going to use the we're going to get a search of your house based because you have a revolver. Most people that have revolvers will also have semi-autos, so that they could use that to get search warrants and stuff like that for your house.
They could do it that way. Tell you right now, they walk in my range, I'm kicking them the fuck out because they're on private property.
Yes, and I'm talking about like bigger cities and stuff like that where you have to go to ranges because you don't know people that have land or stuff like that.
If they can't get the police to go to the schools to protect the kids, even twice a day, like when they're letting in and letting out, they're not gonna go and do that.
No, they're gonna chip away at it. And unfortunately, they're gonna get people when they get in trouble for other stuff, and then they also happen to have this stuff, and they're just gonna trump up charges.
I think they will, because if it's Democrat controlled, I think they'll actually go and do that. Go to ranges because it's what's driving their narrative. They don't give a shit about these kids. We all know that. They don't want safety for the. I mean, yeah, they can say it, but they really don't give 2 shits if kids live or die.
No, they don't. They're using the kids just like fucking Hitler did. It's the fucking Nazi regime all over again.
It is.
They'll ban stuff a little at a time, and then what they'll do to placate people is they'll say, "Well, we'll grandfather it in, but you can't inherit it.
Mm-hmm.
So your guns are fine, but your kids can't get them."
Mm-hmm. What, like the Nazi party, Hitler and the Nazis got a lot of their tactics from the progressives that were alive in the late 20s and early 30s over here.
They did. Absolutely did.
So then they changed it from progressive to being liberal, and now they're going back to that terminology because it's people forgot about that.
Yep.
Well, they brainwash people into forgetting.
Well, yeah,
of
course.
And Night Strike, I want you to know, just so you know, man, I'm actually reloading and making ammunition right now while we're on this chat.
Good. I support you doing that. In fact, I encourage you to do so.
I'm just making sure you know you're getting banned because I'm reloading right now.
Well,
so does anyone think that this could be a possible public? Well, I'm not going to say public crisis or anything, but it's people talking about reloading and teaching people how to reload visually on YouTube. That's safety. I mean, I don't want anyone to put something together, blow their gun up, or blow.
I considered that
like
too, Foos. I actually considered sending them an email explaining that there are so many people that are getting into this because of the laws that are coming about. They have no idea what they're doing, and you're gonna be responsible inadvertently for people getting injured or killed because you're not allowing them access to the mainstream way. They can say, well, you could read a book. I'm telling you, more people are visual. They want the videos. It's the same thing with cleaning a gun. How many people are going to get a gun because they're afraid they're going to get banned, and then they're not going to know how to clean it, and they're going to take it apart, and they're going to put it together wrong, and they're going to have a malfunction. I mean, I doubt it'll blow up on them, but still, it's a whole. This is safety stuff. I considered that too.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, from what I can take from what they're saying, they're only going to ban that video or strike that video if you intend to sell.
No, or teaching how to reload. It said if
reloading videos are basically a done thing.
The intent to sell is if you link to a website. Like, let's say you're sponsored by a gun broker or something, and so you put up a link to where a thing can be bought. They're saying that, oh, you're engaging in selling firearms, so we don't want you.
Muzzle devices, brass, reloading equipment, all could be on Amazon. Think about this: you link to Amazon, you could buy that stuff from there. Are they going to start striking those people?
I think
they will. I think this is a bit of the sky falling from our side. I don't think it's the end of the world as everyone thinks it is, and I know I'm in the minority, but I think they put it in place so that they have something in case they want to kick someone off. They can, but I don't think every gun channel is getting banned tomorrow. I mean, are the things even in effect right now? And if so,
nobody knows.
We
have no idea.
From what I heard, it was 30 days from when they let the.
Yeah, it was 30 days from when they released it, which I think is like another 20 days or whatever. But even then.
And has it only been 10 days? I thought it's been longer than that.
No, I mean, even then, it really doesn't fucking matter. Because we're all going to do what we do. We're all going to support each other. And at the end of the day, if need be, we're going to jump over to GunTube. And not guntube.com, guntube.org. And support Nice Try.
Not theguntube.com, just guntube.org.
Hey guys, you need to remember something too about theguntube.com. They're actually fueled by a business that's a company that started that channel to feature their products. They just happen to be featuring other people now that are looking for a place to post their videos. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be watching their material, it's going to be influenced by the channel's founders, not us.
They are registered in Texas though, and they're headquartered in Texas. So take that with a grain of salt.
But I'm just saying that what you see on there could be heavily influenced by the fact that they are a store that's in the business to make money.
Exactly. But
it's real simple.
With
guntube.org, hit or miss, Nice Strike.
Hold on, let me. Scotsman, just give me 1 minute, and then you can go and say everything you want.
You just plugged hit or miss Tuesday and it's 9 o'clock, dude. That's all.
But
sorry, fuck, I won't plug it anymore. Fuck.
What is this GunTube?
I allow you to plug it.
I plugged your fucking website and I gave you a shout out, and you still fucking give me shit.
Yeah, I'm putting links to your videos at the end of my videos.
Wait a second. What is this GunTube.org shit? Is that somewhere I need to go?
Yeah, thanks, Foos.
And if you haven't gone there, I think everyone listening here should go to it and check it out. Because I'm going to have to check it out after this chat.
Yeah, fuck, try to help you out, man. God damn.
I'm sorry, Scotsman. See, I'm man enough to say I'm sorry and apologize for something instead of not doing so and getting away with doing the wrong thing. Damn it.
I accept your apology.
Now, as I was saying with GunTube, though, okay, I am going to have advertising, and I'm going to have to sell advertising to the manufacturers or whoever does gun stuff that can pay us money, because this shit ain't free, dude. This shit ain't. None of this stuff that I want to do with GunTube is free whatsoever.
So, just like a kind of a ballpark, how much does it take to store a terabyte?
Initially, right now, all the videos that are up right now are using about 40 gigabytes.
Okay.
All the videos right now are using 40 gigabytes. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive right there.
But that's not gonna
That's
last
not
long.
that's not going to last a week if everybody decides to jump on over from YouTube. So I looked at the numbers, and I hate to say it, but Yeager was pretty spot on with an initial startup. Granted, he just did that for his videos, and that was just for all his stuff. But at the same time, for what I want to do, I can do a whole lot more with that kind of budget for GunTube. And I'm only that because
What was his budget? I can't remember.
What is that
30,000.
right now his budget was like 50,000, and he got like 63,000 out of that.
I thought it was 30.
No,
38 or
Did he ever build a website, or did he just like pocket that shit?
No, I think it's about to. I think it's about to launch pretty
it
soon.
was off. It's offline right now. It's Liber.tv, and I'm not trying to plug him, but he did say in the frequently asked questions that it was not. He was not going to let people post their videos on it yet. It was just going to be initially for his videos and his stuff. So
He spent it all on T-shirts.
I don't know what he's going to do with it. Right now, it's just a GoDaddy parched domain. So I don't know what's going on with that. But the thing is, I'm going to need that kind of capital, and I don't know whether I should go the Indiegogo route or if I should look for investors for GunTube, because we're kind of running down on the wire. Should I chance doing an Indiegogo for this, or
Well, let me ask you this: have you? And I'm sorry, I'm reloading, so if I'm making noise, I apologize.
no, you can make all the noise you want, dude.
But let me ask you this: have you reached out to any gun companies?
I have not, because I don't have anything set up yet for advertisement.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. You have my email. If you can send me the business plan, I will send it to people that I know in this industry and see if they're willing to sponsor it. Now, when you send this email, make sure that you give me a good amount of detail and what you're trying to achieve and so on and so forth, so that it comes across the right way. Because when I send it to these people, trust me, I'm sending it to people I've known for years in this industry.
Right.
But I'm willing to do that to help you out.
Well, before I do any of that, I just want to let you know that that GunTube, that its main focus is the digital preservation of the Second Amendment, which is what YouTube is under attack of right now. And while
I get
yes,
that.
YouTube's saying they're not really under attack of it, they're just disallowing certain topics. But at the same time, just because they're saying they're not attacking it does not mean that they won't automatically go and remove stuff.
Well, they are attacking it, because if they take away one topic, well, that's an attack. So
Yeah, they'll just keep turning the ratchet till eventually we're all gone. I mean, that's,
exactly.
Anyways,
it's the same way. It's the same thing the government's doing. We're gonna take this away. We're gonna take that away. Then we're gonna take this away. Don't worry, your rights are still good. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. It's all good. Bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got off on a tangent there. I apologize, guys, for going overboard. But let's get back to some topics. So we're not going to talk about that guy. I want to get you guys' response on this. Did you hear that Remington actually went ahead and filed for Chapter 11?
Yep.
Yeah.
This week they filed for Chapter 11. So,
now let's just remember, though, it is also covering about 10 other companies that are under the Remington Outdoors wing. It's not just the Remington Gun Company. It includes a lot of other companies that whoever it is that owns Remington Outdoors Limited, threw everybody, the former Freedom Group, threw into one big mess. So they can pretty much pile the debt all on Remington, and then this is their out. So it's not just a gun company, it's everybody else too. It's Bushmaster, it's
They're
H&R.
turning the company over to their biggest debtors. One of them being Chase Bank, and one of them was some other company. I forget which one it was. But it's not like Remingtons are necessarily going to disappear off the shelf or anything.
But maybe
it's just
more now.
it's that business kind of shit. They're restructuring debt and they're getting a way to
Right off
clean
their
the
debt.
books type of thing.
It's because investors will back Remington quicker than they'll back a Bushmaster or something like that. That's a lesser known company.
Yeah.
And here's something that it's really bugging me. I was watching a thing about it, and every time they said it, they were like, and of course Remington, the company which brought us Sandy Hook. No, motherfucker. What brought us Sandy Hook was a fucking crazy guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say, oh yeah, and Mercedes, which brought us, what was that fucking Nice or whatever, where they ran through the thing? I remember seeing the thing that it was a Mercedes truck that did that. So was it actually the fucking truck or was it the person driving it? I can't stand that shit. Remington, which brought us then I saw some other ones. Smith and Wesson, which brought us the thing in so and so. It's like they didn't bring you any of that shit. The fucking bad guy brought that. And it fucking bugs the shit out of me.
So did Boeing bring us 9/11?
That's basically what their logic. Yeah, I guess so.
Pretty
Fucking
much.
bullshit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And that was the entire story about Remington being, going bankrupt and stuff. And they said it probably 3 or 4 times. Remember the company that brought you Sandy Hook. Like it wouldn't have fucking happened if Remington didn't have Bushmaster.
Bullshit.
I mean, come on, it would have just been a different company. Or if ARs didn't exist at all, then it would have been fucking Henry Lever Action. You've seen those videos of that kid shooting fucking cowboy action. You know what I mean? It's perfectly possible to do the exact same thing with a goddamn lever action.
Well, it's perfectly possible to do the same goddamn thing with a fucking revolver. Look at Jerry fucking Michalak, for Christ's sake.
Right. Virginia Tech, the worst fucking one. He had 2 different handguns. You know what I mean? We all know this. I'm preaching to the choir for sure, but I'm just real fucking grumpy that they said it multiple times. Like the company, like that was their fucking business model was, okay, first we're going to develop a shitty ass handgun called the R51, and then we're going to kill kids. Like, fuck you. That wasn't their business plan, you jackasses. They didn't bring us anything.
Right.
I mean, like with a revolver, for example, I'm not the fastest at it, but I can shoot 6 and reload 6 in about 5 seconds.
It's not bad. That's pretty good.
Fucking Jerry Michalak can do it in probably half that time.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys remember when they did the shoot off between him and what's his face, and it was a bump stock, and then Michalak just had a regular AR, and he finished like 0.6 seconds behind the bump stock or something. Like it is perfectly possible for a human being to pull the trigger very, very fast. He is one of the examples.
It wasn't bump stock. It was actually a full auto.
Okay, well, the one I saw, they compared it to a bump stock because it was when people were talking about bump stocks.
Well, I saw him do that with him versus a full auto, and he actually beat the full auto.
Okay, well, this one, the bump stock actually won, so maybe it was cold that day. His finger wasn't warmed up. But like I said, it was like
no, that's
seconds.
totally a thing. That's totally a thing.
All right.
Wait,
I'm not arguing, so. Anyways, wow. We pretty much killed everything that, we talked about this evening.
The only reason I brought up the revolvers because I carry one most of the time, and everyone always goes, well, "How can you carry a revolver? How fast can you reload that shit?" Blah 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 blah. Well, pretty fucking fast, man.
I mean, if you feel comfortable carrying a revolver, carry a revolver. I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. It's not my first choice, but hey, it doesn't have to be.
Well, again, like I've always told people, if I have to fire more than 6 shots, I'm in a situation I probably shouldn't fucking be in.
Right? But, I'd rather either shoot a 45 or a 9mm at that point. Just because of the fact that, I have more than 6 shots, Granted, with the 1911, if I have just the 7 rounds, I've only got one more. So if you're carrying like a GP 100 with a 7-round capacity, then you've got just as many as I do.
Hey, Nice Strike, can I do a
Nice
quick
Strike,
little
you
rant?
need as many as you can get, man.
Come on, guys. Come on. I passed the CCW course, all right? And I was shooting.
Hold on. Where's the proof?
Oh, he's got proof of that, but that's kind of like saying you passed your driver's ed class. I wouldn't necessarily want you to be a fucking, truck driver.
So just for shits and giggles, I will tell you guys, the first driving test I ever took in the United States, I didn't drive fucking 20 feet and passed.
It doesn't take long. No, it
It depends on the town. I mean, it depends on how thorough the driving test is. Ours is a little bit more than that.
Hey, well, I tell you what, I have never taken a driving test in the United States, and I got a license.
How do you pull that off? eBay?
Grandfather.
He's old as shit.
No, because
You buy yourself a license?
no, because I'd come from Germany.
Yeah.
As a federal employee, and I had a military license.
Oh, I got you.
So they gave me one. But it
I
took
thought
me,
maybe you had a
it
McLovin
took
on
me-
your license
it
or
took me
something.
2 times to pass the British test.
Jeez. Well, because steering wheel's on the other side, so that's always confusing.
Well, it's on the other side. You drive on the other side of the road, and that's where I learned how to drive. But then when I came here, literally, I kid you not, I was not in that car 5 minutes, and I passed the test.
I watched my son do the test. He went around the parking lot and he pulled up, and they gave him his license.
I didn't go 100 fucking yards.
Yeah.
I literally pulled out the parking lot, turned the corner, went down the street, didn't make it to the fucking turn, and she's like, "You passed. Go back."
That was in Georgia?
No, that was when I was in California when I first got to the States.
Okay. Anyway, you winding it up?
I think it's about time we wind it down. Unless you guys got a topic you want to talk about.
No. All I wanted to say was, going forward, we need to. I know you guys are all going to yell at me.
Oh, we're going to yell at you anyways, Rick.
I know.
Because you live behind enemy lines,
but what I'm saying is, going up to somebody and saying, "Well, 10,000 kids got killed by drunk drivers last year, so let's ban the car." They don't give a fuck.
I know.
Right? The reason is the gun was built to kill. That's all that's on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to change that perception.
Well, there's also the fact that almost everybody uses a car. Granted, there are exceptions, and I understand that, but most people use a car. So
where I was going at, facts and figures like more people die from this, more people die from that, more people die from this. These anti-gunners don't care. All they see is a gun was built to kill.
Right.
We've got to change that perception.
Well, so I was gonna say so.
How? I don't know, but that's what we're going to work on.
The only way you're going to change that perception is to get the entire government that we currently have the fuck out of there and get another government in.
So, yeah,
that's all I got to say.
All right.
I have a quick question for you guys. Have you guys ever been out to buy something on a website and accidentally buy a gun?
Fuck, always.
Okay. Yeah, once, twice.
Like every other week.
Because I went out to get some magazines, and I ended up buying a Star Model B.
Yeah, I've done that with Magpul furniture. It's like, this stock would look great on an AR. I think I'm going to pick one up and take one home.
The AR?
Yeah, I was like, oh, why not? Yeah.
So Travis P11 can trade you his Jimenez for that Makarov, right?
No, I'm going to keep my JA-22. So when Nebraska does their gun buyback day, I'm going to go trade it in for a $200 gift card. And then I'm going to go to Walmart and go buy ammo. And then I'm going to make a video about it.
You should.
We'll call it gun buyback.
Make sure when you make that video that you film the entire time you're in Walmart.
That's oh what yeah, heck yeah, man. Our Walmart's awesome.
So if I ever see a gun buyback,
yeah,
I have a AK receiver that has a whole bunch of holes drilled into it. I need it. It's a rifle. It's a quote unquote assault rifle.
There we go.
$50 assault rifle. Give me $200, bitches.
So I just wanted to point something out here real quick, kind of going back. I know you're getting ready to wrap up or whatever, but Geobs has a really good point. He said that most people have faith in others, like in their ability to drive and, you know, drive safely or whatever. And so really what we need to do is make them have that same faith in us as gun owners, because millions of us own millions of guns.
Yeah, and why people aren't scared of cars? Because they learned how to use them. Thanks, Cycle Camp. That is true.
Yeah. And then one more thing. I guess I'll just use this as my plug segment of the show. So, you know, for anyone that is supporting the Gun Show Loophole Tour that GWebs is doing right now, and, you know, you should definitely check out the stuff that's coming out. He's got pictures and videos and all sorts of cool stuff. But for the people that are already supporting it, leave a comment on the campaign, like on the actual, what is it, Indiegogo, I guess, or whatever, and like reply to the updates when you get those emails and stuff. And that's mostly, you know, for one, you could, you know, show even a little bit more support so he gets encouragement and says, hey, people actually like what I'm doing here. This is awesome. But then secondly, it's just for, you know, showing interest and support in the campaign, or, you know, in the Gun Show Loophole Tour.
Do we have a URL or something we can throw out in the YouTube chat? Or
I don't have one right at the second, but I know you can search for it. I know gunshowloopholetour.com, and that's a pretty good place for there's a spot to put in like gun shops or cool museums or whatever, and that kind of helps him keep everything all in one place to plan a route and, you know, swing by and see cool stuff.
Okay, well, what?
So check out gunshowloopholetour.com.
I'll throw that link
all of your information there.
We'll give him that one. He's also linking directly to the Indiegogo for us, so
excellent. You gonna copy that over? Thanks.
I'm gonna copy that one over too. So guys, go to this one too.
65 backers. That's awesome.
GunShowLoopholeTour.com.
7 days left. Go do it. It's
help him out. He needs the help, and he's doing good.
I mean, we talked all earlier this chat about, you know, supporting the Second Amendment and you know, doing stuff or whatever. And he put his money where his mouth is, and is freaking getting it done. So.
Mm-hmm. I've already started doing that with GunTube, so, you know.
And if I may, a shout out to the early watch crew. Nice strike. You can shut me down if you want, dude. But shout out to the early watch crew. If you guys are in a state where the early watch crew is not in, jump in, help out, be a part of that. Do what you can.
I'm not going to shut you down on that. I'm Early Watch SC.
And I'm Early Watch Ohio, bitch.
All right. We got Early Watch Ohio now.
Early Watch KS here. Yo.
Watch Kansas. There we go. So, you know.
Wait. Was that just Duck Hunt?
That was Duck Hunt. I think that's when you got a text message.
Yeah, I know my mom.
I love you.
The Red Wings game just ended. Her and my dad were first row behind the penalty box, center ice.
Oh, nice.
And so she just texted me like, "Wow, that was fun." I saw her on TV a couple times.
Cool.
All right. So check all those things out. Again, I'll throw the link out there for everyone. Check out GunTube.
So, something else, of course, everyone knows that the Watermaker Gun Show is not this next weekend. It's the weekend after that. First full weekend. I know a bunch of us are actually going down there. If you can make it, swing by. Yeah. How many people are going now? Do we have a head count?
We're taking a bus. We're not all going to fit in the gun channels, man. So we're all going to take a bus.
I'll be there Saturday and Sunday night. So
we're going to have the whole crew there. I believe I'm not sure G-Webs, but so shoot me down G-Webs if I'm saying this wrong. But you were able to secure a table this year.
He had a table last year as well.
I didn't know.
We got table, we got electricity.
Well, hang on. We got something here. Yeah, he definitely did. And in fact, also, he is working with the promoter of the gun show and was able to get, or has the opportunity to get, media passes for the people that are going. But here's the thing. He needs to know by tonight if you want a media pass and basically that you will abide by their rules for being media. So let him know for sure. And then that way he can get with them and get everyone hooked up with that.
He has said that he got a table with, and with is capitalized, electric.
That's good.
Yeah, so you guys can charge up your phones and cameras and all that stuff.
So if you aren't part of the Gun Channels crew, but you're the guys out there on the YouTube chat, if you guys are going to Tulsa, come by the booth, not the booth, but the table, say hi, hang out with us for a little bit. It's gonna be blast.
G-Webs, do you know where your table might be? To kind of give them reference, because I know there's like numbers and letters and stuff like that up on the pillars, so kind of give them. I don't know if you know where they're at. Well, I mean, it's 11 acres under one roof. So, yeah, if G-Webs could, he says yes.
But anyways, yeah, so that's pretty sweet though. Going out to Tulsa is going to be a big group, and
so he said he'll be in the northwest corner. So everyone with iPhones and stuff like that, just use your Compass app and go to near the bathroom, north side of the building. So top level. Good.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome.
So, and also check out Daily Gun Show every night, Monday through Friday at midnight.
At midnight, yeah.
And check out the Smeggy Cave. I do them randomly, but the middle of the night ones have really been hopping. Yeah. So if you're an insomniac or you live in a different time zone or you're just weird or whatever, I know we got a lot of night shift people who listen at work, but like you want to talk about guns and like cool stuff at like 3 o'clock in the morning, come check out the Smeggy Cave.
Awesome.
And now I think I'm done plugging, other than Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
Well, if you're gonna plug, you gotta plug Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
Right.
Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
Who wants to plug Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock?
Who the fuck knows who wants to plug Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock?
Hashtag Horm Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
Okay. So,
Scott's
I mean, I hate plugs in my shotgun because I like holding more rounds, but I will plug Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
I'm not going to mention any names, but we don't want certain people to break guntube.org like VidMe.
Oh, are you referring to Travis P11?
I want you to know.
Make me hashtag H or M.
I've discussed my uploading issue with my therapist, and we thought it would be best that I just try to pace myself with GunTube, and under the advisement of my supervisor, Night Strike, I've been able to control my uploads to VidMe, or not VidMe. Oh my God, GunTube. So yeah, no, don't worry, I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to.
But Scotsman, there's this interesting show that I was on Sunday. Can you tell me about it?
Oh, you mean my show? You're actually going to let me plug my show?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I'm generous.
Guys, if you don't know, foreign and domestic, Sunday night roundtable, you're more than welcome anytime. 9:30 every Sunday, Eastern.
I mean, with the exception of Janice Gay, it was a great chat.
Exactly. And that's why I invited you to make sure that we took care of that part of the problem.
Right. So, all right. Travis, go ahead and plug your show.
Yeah, check out Caliber Corner Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Time over on gunchannels.com. Check it out. Got a different topic every week. We will be having an episode this Saturday. It's only going to run an hour. Got family coming up for Easter. But otherwise, it's going to be a good 1 hour. So please join us. Check it out. And check me out over on GunTube. The station is Travis P11. The channel is Travis P11.
All right.
I got one more thing. It's because I brought it up earlier.
All right.
People going to Tulsa's Media can email GWebs at gunwebsites@gmail.com. Do that right this second, because if you don't, you're not getting a pass. And then you're going to cry about it because you're not one of the cool kids.
GWebs, I already emailed you. Do I have to do it again? You know, I'll just send you another email. Screw it. Just so he doesn't forget about me.
And now I think I'm done.
Okay. Done. All right. Last minute. Check out the Friday Night Strike at 8 Eastern. So with that, we will see you all next week. And those that do check out the Friday Night Strike, I'll see you guys on Friday. So everyone stay safe.
And see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, see you guys on the chats for the rest of the week. But I'm going to end with this. Welcome. Thank you all for watching. This was Hit or Miss. Shall Not Be Infringed edition.
Fuck infringement.